All right, America. So this is what we deal with on the reg, right? This firefighter was detained for parking on the median while he was helping victims of a car crash. So firefighter parks on the median, helps people with the car crash, and gets fucking arrested for it. Right? You're not allowed to be a good person. You can't help other people without going to fucking jail. That's what this America is. You can't dance. You can't say the F word. You can't flip ball. You can't. They're criminalizing shit that Americans are supposed to have. You know, we're supposed to have freedom of speech for a long ass time, but cops can't fucking handle themselves. They hear somebody cussing or whatever, they just fucking lose their shit. Right? Your disrespect is not a crime. So if somebody says go fuck yourself, that is not a crime. That actually is protected by the First Amendment. And if you're not protecting the first freedom we have, you're not protecting any of our freedoms. So, you know, they're arresting firefighters for helping people. Did you know that 1 out of 3 people are gay? Well, I'm not gay, and I'm not gay either. Well, then you must be. It's funny. It's cute. Oh, oh. Officer Michael Hart is being sued after he split this woman's face open when he shoved her head first into a concrete bench. This video is fucking sick. It's ridiculous. He just takes it and she shoves it and then she falls and then her face falls right into the fucking concrete bench, and look at her fucking eye and face and shit. She's bleeding all over the place, and for what? She's like 90 pounds. How bad of a fucking menace to society can she be? So the police are showing no fucking compassion or empathy for women, for old people, young, old, rich, white. Well, actually, rich people probably get away with it, right? They got lawyers. Here's America was built on 2 monumental crimes: the African slavery and the genocide of the Native Americans. So it's no surprise to me that dark and bloody Kentucky would be supporting Israel or not giving a shit. And actually, I saw another meme, which I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna break it out right now. It's fucked up that when just saying the truth, it shows how fake society is. When just speaking the truth freaks everybody out. Wait, why are you telling the truth? We're all supposed to be happy and pretending like this is a big ass fucking party, one big fucking festival, you know, big ass fucking carnival festival. We just laugh at the world and let the fucking Palestinians get genocided. Who gives a fuck? Just like in Iraq, just like the Shawnee here on the dark and bloody land. So, um, that's the context. That's the context that we come out of, and we haven't changed that much because we've been an empire. We've been bombing countries ever since. You know, we've been at war. I think we haven't been at war for like 20 years. Here's just some vegetarian stuff. He's like, look at this. I'm a winner because I'm eating vegetarian stuff. And I like Chris Payne. He ran for Senate and he put his name out there. He's a party promoter, probably doing it more for the party promotion than anything. And some of his views, I don't know, he was telling the truth. And so actually, I admire the truth teller. That one guy, I saw that Gill guy, that commercial they're running for in Kentucky about, hey, I'm a fake politician and I take money from corporations and I don't give a damn about you. Yeah. So those commercials are coming in Kentucky. Those are hilarious. They're awesome, and it's totally true. You know, Allison and Mitch they're racing to the bottom. They're not talking about any fucking issues whatsoever. Neither one of them debated in the primaries. They're not going to fucking debate each other. If they do, it's going to be an embarrassment to the entire state because they're both fucking douchebags. They don't know how to talk to other people, and I don't know. Maybe they'll do a good job. Allison was able to speak strongly at the Fancy Farm event. So she, you know, they weren't able to intimidate her off the fucking bench. America's problem is also Kentucky problem. We're the #1 state in America for the fastest growing prisons. We had that actually North Point prison riots where we weren't feeding the prisoners any food, and then they started rioting. They burned it, you know, they burned it down, and then they got a bunch more charges. So which is fucked up, right? If you don't feed somebody and then they get mad because they're hungry, isn't that your fault, you know? And so I think they have better food now, but I've also heard that a lot of people got extra charges and they are staying in jail for even longer. So North Point prison riot, I remember the 2005, I don't know. So America's prison population, 2.3 million are behind bars. We got more people in prison than, you know, everybody else in the entire world. In 72, we only had 300,000. So we just keep putting people behind bars. A lot of people are rotating. A lot of people are, you know. What if I told you both political parties work for the same corporations? The red pill, blue pill, don't fucking matter. You're a corporate state. Hey, here's a 2-state solution, right? Just put all of them in fucking prison. Gaza's a big ass fucking concentration camp anyways. right? State of Israel's genociding Palestinians in the whole world, including Americans, are just watching this shit. Because they don't care about other people's problems. They only give a fuck about themselves. They're selfish bastards. Milwaukee billionaire who confessed to repeatedly raping his teenage stepdaughters received a 4-month jail sentence and a $6,000 fine. So if you're a billionaire, there is a two-tiered system of justice. If you're a billionaire, you're allowed to repeatedly rape your teenage stepdaughter and only get 4 months in jail and a $6,000 fine. So his victim deserved justice, but he had billions, so you know how this ends. This happened in Milwaukee. Here's a tiny ass kitten, right? Oh, little miniature kitten, little micro kitten, little kitty. Here's just a cool ass fucking future buildings, what it could look like, right? You could have buildings with all these plants just growing out everywhere, so it's plush with greenery, lots of oxygen. It's very healthy for everybody. It looks nice. That'd be a cool, pad to live in. That'd be a cool flat to live in if I lived in that. Also shows how we could still be, growing things even in cities, which is the opposite of civilization. $3 million inside the glass at the bus stop as put as advertisement by a company which produces bulletproof glasses. If you break it, you take the money home. So that's a fascinating, there's $1 million. $3 million is put into this glass. And if you're able to break the glass, then you can take $3 million home. And wow, that's amazing. Why has nobody come with a fucking chain and just yank that out? But I'm sure it's under camera and shit. And the whole gimmick is that 3M security glass is some strong ass glass. Here's Jefferson talked about this. So U.S. set to become the newest third world country. Letcher County. There's some counties in Appalachia that doesn't even have running water. So there's some things, there's McDonald's and Walmart and some things like that. So there's some, civilization out there, but not having running water. So they have to either get creek water or go get cistern water. They got to get, buy water. So it's Haiti, man. It's fucking Haiti, man. 3 easy ways to die. Puff a cigarette daily. You'll die in 10 years. Drink alcohol daily. You'll die 30 years earlier. Love someone who doesn't love you back. You die every day. A DuPont heir was given probation for raping his 3-year-old daughter because he wouldn't something else. So here's another rapist. He's not a billionaire, so he's going to get the shoe thrown at him, and he should, and or the book thrown at him. They should throw a book and a shoe, and in fact, this is poetic justice. When he gets raped, when he goes and gets raped, then it's like, hey, this is what happened. This is what you did to somebody else. This is what happened to you. So there's a poetic justice with that. This guy also reminds me of that one fucking creepy Baptist preacher in central Kentucky or eastern Kentucky that murdered all those people. He was a fucking pawn dealer. He was a gold pawn dealer, and then he was pretending to be a fucking pure Baptist preacher, right, who was all about God and not sex and murdering people whenever he fucking felt like it. So it's just weird how Baptist, this guy looks like that fucking Baptist preacher that turned into to be a fucking lunatic, a total fucking psycho. Girl gets handcuffed, thrown on the ground, and arrested in Texas for jaywalking. Police chief responds by insisting that at least his officers don't sexually assault people. He's like, well, at least that they just arrested her. They didn't, fill her up. So that's an enhance, right? That's better. Get the fuck out of here, man. For jaywalking, she didn't commit a fucking crime. You guys are a bunch of fucking assholes. And you probably did fuck with her because of her sex. You don't get to touch her, but you get to fucking, bully her. Do this, do that. We're the fucking law. What you going to do about it? It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to be fucking beat up and yelled at by people. And especially when you didn't do nothing wrong. So support traditional marriage because your daughter is worth at least 4 goats and a camel. So if I got 4 goats and a camel, you'll let me have your daughter. 4-year-old who suffered a gunshot wound to the head has died. This happened in Louisville, Kentucky. So the insanity just goes on. Fucking crazy ass behavior. Crazy behavior because the education system is broke. It's totalitarian, fascist. The police are totalitarian, fascist. I don't see where is democracy? Where is the civic society? Where are people building culture up and building movements up and talking about the things that they need to be taught? I don't see these. They used to have gymnasiums. When the Germans came over here, they used to have gymnasiums where people would work out and you know, probably talk about things, right? We're social animals. We can't really get away from talking about things. So Camarian Posey accidentally shot himself in the head on April 6th. So somehow a 4-year-old was able to get a hold of a gun and he killed himself. So, you know, the 70 to 80%, if you have a gun in the house, 70 to 80% of all the deaths happen because of a gun inside the house. And so that's, you know, I don't know. People make their own personal choices. If you have a gun, lock them up. And if you don't have them, which is probably the best thing, because 70 to 80% of all the crimes happen because of the gun that's in the house. So, and, you know, was he not being supervised? And why did he do it? Was it intentional? Was he playing? I have a lot of questions about this, and it's fucking bullshit. You see someone die 4 years old, Camarian Posey, he'll be forever young. Camarian Posey will never die. So just like some people that had committed suicide in middle school and high school when I was growing up, they will never die. Mia Knotts, John Booth, Chris Kimmon, they will never die. But this, he killed himself, a gunshot to the head. So I don't know. Was he suicidal? Was he just a kid that didn't know any better? I would ask a lot of fucking questions about this shit because this shit makes me fucking sick. Talk about dead kids. This is what's going on in Palestine. You know, dead children. You know, in America, it should be fucking outraged, and but that we're doing that on a massive scale. We're genociding fucking Palestinians. It's fucking sick, man. China outlaws the eating of tiger penis, rhino horn, and other endangered animal products. So I guess tiger penis is a delicacy. Eating the dick of a tiger. Man, China, what the fuck? Rhino horn. I understand you're trying to protect these animals, but why don't you just outlaw the eating of tigers? You're eating of tiger penis. What the fuck? How you can eat for what, one day? It's a hot dog, so you eat for what? What are you gonna do for lunch after you're done eating tiger dick? 5 times a week. How often should you ejaculate to reduce your risk of prostate cancer by a third? This is science talking, gentlemen. So you need to, you know, get off 5 times a week. You need to climax to fruition 5 times a week if you want to reduce your risk of prostate cancer by a third. And prostate cancer is one of the major leading cancers that kills men. So this is a good preventive medicine tactic. Sex or masturbation 5 times a week. Either way, get off. Somehow figure out how to rub one out 5 times a week. Oh, are you my political post? Or are my political posts annoying? Sorry, I thought the future of our planet was worth discussing. By all means, show me another picture of your fucking dinner. Here's a picture of me in a cute outfit. I don't care about nothing or nobody. Police, 4 men abused boy. So again, I just don't understand this shit, man. Why does this shit just keep fucking happening? Sick motherfuckers, man. So Charlie Manson was made because of fucking rapes in prison. Male culture, women disappoint me, but male culture is the biggest fucking, you know, it's absolutely fucked up. It is so fucked up. Men don't give a fuck about each other. They don't care about one another until one of them scores a touchdown. So basically, as long as they're doing their own thing, you know, they happy. But when they get in the mixed, man, they just bring in fucking bullshit after bullshit after bullshit. And we're supposed to be warriors who don't fucking care. We're supposed to be strong and, you know, but I feel as though there's a humanity that's lacking with a lot of men. There needs to be a connection with others. So something like this, it's just fucking, you know, this appalls me. But it's good to know because I'm going to have children, and you know, if it's a boy or girl, it doesn't matter. These fucking predators are after them. They want to fuck my kids. And so 4 men abused boy, 14 they met on Craigslist. 14-year-old, so is what, young gay boy, charged with sexually abusing the same teenage boy after the 14-year-old placed an ad on Craigslist. So they abused a 14-year-old. I don't know. They just had to get themselves some Justin Bieber ass. Sorry to see the sad news. The Courier Journal eliminates 7 editor positions. Louisville Business First. So actually, the Courier Journal, the Leo Weekly is firing people. A lot of these fucking newspapers are sending a lot of people out, and they're already corporate corrupt bastards anyways. He's not informing the general public. So this was started by the fucking Confederates, and you still got the LMPD Viper Squad was being run by a man who murdered Clifford Lewis in fucking cold blood, 13 shots to a man that had no weapons, no drugs, nothing on him whatsoever. And they established the Viper Squad. So you want to know why? Well, you got Courier Journals, you got fucking U of L monuments dedicated to the Confederates. You got an interstate that's named after a fucking KKK Confederate fucking piece of shit, Henry Watterson, who founded the fucking Courier Journal. So is it that big of a surprise to see that Louisville's a redneck fucking backwards hick town with a a small sprinkling of insane criminality that just comes from all over? Officers in Rialto, California are now required to wear video cameras while on duty. In 1 year, use of force has dropped 60% and complaints have dropped 88%. Of course, you're holding them accountable. There's a fucking video camera. They're not going to go around fucking committing crimes on video camera. Some of them do. Some of them get caught for it too. Like Samantha Ramsey, like Tyler Brockman murdering Samantha Ramsey. And good. That's the fucking point. You have a camera on so that way, not just protecting your own self, but protecting the badge. The integrity of the office is being protected when you have the camera on. Sober woman is arrested for OWI after cop crashes into her cars and lies about it. So a sober woman is arrested, cop crashes, and then lies about him crashing into her. Although proven to be sober during a major car accident with the sheriff's deputy and video evidence proving the deputy was at fault, Tanya Wyaker was charged with a DUI and 4 other charges. Her medical bills remain unpaid. The deputies that falsified the reports have never been disciplined. So it doesn't matter. Man, woman, old, young, gay, straight, they're fucking with everybody. Here's the 10 commandments of logic. I am atheist, so I don't believe in dogma, religious doctrine. I think blasphemy is fun. I think blasphemy is a good time. And but I do have principles I live by, so I think this is a good little list. 10 commandments of logic. Thou shalt not attack the person's character, but the argument. It's an ad hominem attack, which is you're stupid, you're an idiot. You don't say why they're stupid or why an idiot. You just attack the person, and that's supposed to settle the argument right then and there. It's fighting words too. It's abusive. I think Obamacare is good because this and this and this. Well, I think it's wrong because this and this. Well, you're an idiot. No, we should only be talking about the issues, why it's good, why it's not good. Going with the name calling thing, that's being a bully, and it's not convincing either. It's a logical fallacy. Are you proving that the other person's an idiot? Is that what you're doing? Or are you trying to prove that their one argument is wrong? It's harder to prove that a whole person is an idiot. So they're just stupid. Like a retarded person, it would be an idiot, right? Like an actual mentally retarded person. That's a person who cannot think straight. So you're trying to say that that person is an idiot? I don't know. Thou shalt not misrepresent or exaggerate a person's argument in order to make them easier to attack. Straw man fallacy. So you could say, I do this with the Republicans a lot, but I don't give a shit because they're a bunch of assholes anyway. So a whole bunch of them are. Mark Foley, they're fucking molesting little boys, right? A bunch of Larry Craig and a bunch of fucking men in the closet who are actually fucking gay as all gay can be, passing all this anti-gay legislation, being fucking hypocrites, hating themselves in addition to hating the general gay population. So they got they're hiding themselves and shit. But I'm not going to read any more of this. So the bandwagon, hasty generalization, begging the question, post hoc, false cause, false dichotomy, ad ignorantum, burden of proof reversal, non sequitur, and bandwagon fallacy. Thou shalt not claim that because a premise is popular, therefore it must be true. Everybody says Bush is right. Everybody is for this Iraq war. It must be good and right. Nah, it was based on a lie. It was bullshit. Didn't help anybody. Didn't help us. Didn't help the Iraqi people. Wasted a whole fucking ton of money. ISIS has already taken over half the fucking country. And who knows what's going to happen after this. Here we got cops are tasering 10-year-old boys because that's what police officers are doing these days, right? You're beating up boys, beating up girls, beating up anybody. It doesn't matter. This is, talk about Palestine. This is Palestine. The Palestinian is us. We're getting beat up all over the fucking place, all over, everywhere. And they get away with this shit because they have all the fucking power. The people that don't get hurt are the ones that hide or run away. A film by Donald Sterling, Chris Paul, starring in 12 Years a Clipper. So, yeah, Donald Sterling, what an asshole. Oh, they're saying he's a slave. He used to be a slave, so Donald Sterling is running a plantation. Alabama police raided a 17-year-old suspected drug dealer when he attempted to flee. Police pepper sprayed him and shoved a sharp object down his throat until he died. So they murdered him. They fucking murdered him. They just jammed a sharp object down a teen's throat and they killed him. He ran away. They pepper sprayed him, got him down on the ground and shoved it. What the fuck is that That's not public procedure. It's shove a shit down people's fucking throats. This is Alabama. Alabama, this is where Mitch McConnell fucking comes from. So he really dumbed down Kentucky. Alabama and Mississippi is what makes Kentucky look fucking better, but that piece of shit came out of fucking Alabama. Okay? Alabama's the one that fucking beat up Martin Luther King and threw him in fucking jail and shit. Fucking Alabama, racist bastard fuckers. Bunch of poor white trash redneck motherfuckers. They also got a big population of black folks down there, so I can't hate all the South, right? The black people in the South are the only fucking good thing about the South. So the police raid 17-year-old suspected drug dealer, shove a sharp object down his throat until he dies. And this is, the fucking police. You're not fucking protecting and serving anybody. The war on drugs, who the fuck did you help here? You murdered somebody. And are they going to get charged for murder? They killed somebody. They jumped in someone's house and they killed someone's kid. Is that dad going to do something about it? Or do we have any real fucking men left? They just fucking killed your daughter. Do you remember a time to kill? Remember when Samuel L. Jackson fucking just AK'd the fuck out of those guys who raped the shit out of his daughter? Sometimes, you just gotta do what's right. You gotta do what's right and moral. CA cop fatally shoots an 18-year-old special needs girl. They're shooting fucking retarded people, kids. They're fucking shooting everybody. Fatally kills him after the family calls for medical help. Hey, we need medical help. So the cops come in, murder him. Happened in California. This last one happened in, Alabama. This one happened, I don't know where this 10-year-old got tasered at. But they're tasering 10-year-olds, fucking shoving sharp shit down fucking 17-year-old's throat till they die. 18-year-old special needs girl getting murdered. Colorado collects more than $20 million from marijuana sales. So you want to talk about Kentucky fucking missing the fucking, mark. We didn't listen to Gatewood Galbraith. We didn't listen to Ronnie Lee Smith. And now we were wrong about the situation. It's immoral to fucking pretend that this shit is fucking bad when it can cure cancer, cures anxiety, cures all these, health defects, like fucking 30 different cures. And plus, it's not alcohol. And we're free people, supposedly, right? We have a right to our own bodies. Not in America. We don't own our own bodies. This is Palestine. This is Haiti. This is third world nation type bullshit here. But they're making shitload, and we should be making a shitload here. So George Zimmerman murdered somebody. This person did not killed somebody, so guilty. They killed someone guilty. This person guilty. This lady, she just fired a warning shot to protect her family. Nobody died. She's going to go to 20 years in prison. 20 years in fucking prison for a warning shot to protect her fucking family. She didn't murder anybody like these cops did. She didn't murder anybody like Tyler Brockman did. She fired a warning shot. So she just says, come any closer into my house and you're going to die. A warning shot? Go to 20 years in jail for a warning shot? Get the fuck out of here. That's not attempted murder. That's nothing. That's New Year's Day. That's fucking 4th of July. She had fireworks. She let off fucking fireworks. California, Congresswoman Barbara Lee wants $26 minimum wage in her state. 26 minimum wage. And you know what? They laughed at $10 an hour when Ralph Nader said that shit. $26 for minimum wage? 26 fucking dollars? That would be a nice fucking job. Have a $26 an hour job. Here are 26 places Google won't let you see. There's some places that are blotted out on Google, including Dick Cheney's house. Somehow he's so powerful he is able to block out his house. Right? So they have satellite pictures of the entire fucking globe. But for some reason, right, some people's places aren't being, somehow they're opting out. And I don't know how they can do something like that. Sue Google, right? Have some influence with Google. We were promised 40 acres. All we got was 40 ounces. You can't stop me from being friendly in public. PG County, I'll keep smiling at ICE girls all day, kid. In the last 33 years, 70 of the 71 mass murderers in the U.S. all had one thing in common. So the last 33 years, 70 of the 71 mass murderers all had one thing in common. White men. White psychotic men. And these are breaks in society. Why did this fucking spoiled kid fucking lose his mind? What was the real reason? Everybody said he was an asshole, he was an idiot. Was he? There have been 74 school shootings since Newtown. So Newtown happened, and then Barack Obama said we needed to reform our gun laws, and then the Republicans, NRA, flipped their shit. And since then, we've had 74 more school shootings. I'm not saying gun reform is the way, but the lack of debate, the lack of willingness to try some different things is that is kind of sickening. Yeah, we have a right to bear arms to protect ourselves from a tyrannical government, but they've been doing gun grabs in Louisville for the last 2 years, and nobody said shit about it. And they've been freaking out about Obama's taking their guns for the last fucking 6 years, and he just wanted to reform it. He didn't want to take anybody's guns. He just wanted to reform some of the gun rules, so you'd have to get like background checks and gun shows, and then regulated gun shows, and then they wanted to probably ban like assault weapons and shit like that. But again, these are just ideas that they're putting forth. So what ideas are the pro-gun people doing? How are the pro-gun people going to stop all this fucking violence? Just give everybody a gun? Give all the oppressors a gun? If all the teachers have a gun, you think that's going to lower school shootings? Or are you actually putting a gun in the fucking school? Shouldn't it just be a gun-free school? No guns whatsoever? Maybe one police officer? Maybe one gun? And that's it? That doesn't sound like that bad of an idea. One gun, but I don't know. I don't know what the solution is, but just I love my gun isn't helping. I loves my guns. I loves them so much. Okay, well, people love their guns too, and they're killing your fucking kids. So you wanna address this situation? Is it mental health or fucking bad parents? What the fuck? I want people to say, oh, bad parents, so they don't have to do nothing. If it's mental health, we got to do something. We got to fucking show compassion and care about these, fucking psycho kids before they fucking lose their minds. Tomorrow, catch, focusing on prison reform. Kentucky, 9 p.m. In Kentucky, 80% of youths in juvenile detention have been arrested for skipping school. So, again, why did Charlie Manson create it? Because we threw him in prison when he was 14 years old over a forged check. A $20 forged check. He got raped repeatedly, give up on all humanity, and fucking lost his mind, Kentucky did that. They put him in jail for 14, 15, 16, 17, and he basically just stayed in the system. Whenever he got out, he would do something, get right back in, and he never left. So, in Kentucky, 80% of youths in juvenile detention have been arrested for skipping school. Clay and Cotton Boutique featured on Louisville Life last weekend. Great show and great story. Anyways, the skipping school thing. That's Huckleberry Finn. Finn didn't want to go to fucking school. He didn't want to be civilized by, fucking Prussians. It's a Prussian industrial education system, and we've wiped Prussia off the map, even though we're totally here today. It almost looks like we're all fucking Prussians. Largest ever paleontologists find 90-million-year-old fossil that belonged to an 80-ton dinosaur. New kind of dinosaur dwarfs even the Argentinosaurus, the previous largest dinosaur. 80 tons! God! Look how huge these animals were. Why did all these huge animals, where did they fucking go? A comet wiped them out? Can a comet wipe all of us out? Look how big they are. Think about how many animals and how plush this fucking Earth used to be when the dinosaurs roamed the fucking world. Not only were these big ass fucking animals around, but enough smaller ones for them all to eat. And we've made them look like a bunch of fucking lizards and shit, but we have no idea what they look like. We just got their skeletons. Big ass skeletons. Mastodons, woolly mammoths, big old T-Rexes, and this shit, What the fuck? Mitch McConnell, he has $110 million in earmarks. They said that he's getting slammed. Mr. Earmark fucking King. This bitch has been bringing earmark money into Kentucky for a long ass time. So he's going to start bragging about some of that stuff. He has to. I don't know what the fuck else this guy has done. He's been our fucking senator for 30 years. I can't think of one fucking thing he's done. He sent us to Iraq to get shot up, and he's always sucked the dick of the corporate fucking elite and the politicians that's running shit. He wanted to have Obama do one term, so he failed at the one fucking goal that he wanted to do. And he's still being a fucking, little piss ass little bitch. Mitch the bitch, the fucking white supremacist fucking twitch. The twit who twitches. So Mitch McConnell slammed for $110 million in earmarks. Best practice for politicians get earmarks for pet projects back home. Many of them are named for themselves or family members, and the practice still happens. That's how you got the, not the Waterton Expressway, but the Gene Snyder Expressway. He brought that interstate in. He named it after himself. Well, we didn't get no interstates. We haven't got any fucking big fucking projects like that. There's a Mitch McConnell Center at U of L, but that's just a building just dedicated to sucking this douchebag's dick. Nowadays, they're usually disguised in the scope of some other bill. One watchdog group continually lists McConnell the most corrupt group of lawmakers, abusing pork spinning. He loves to tout his seniority, benefits Kentucky. I beg to differ, it benefits his ego. So, You know, earmarks. I wouldn't mind if he brought more earmarks in, but actually, since Rand Paul's got into it, he's been blasting earmarks, and so now Mitch McConnell's against earmarks. He's been, loving earmarks, and that's how he was actually able to get something into Kentucky. But now, is he able to get any earmarks? So we're not even getting any fucking money. We had, the stimulus package and shit. Did we get any of those projects? Did we get any of that shit? New York City settles with 14 Occupy protesters for $583,000. So they got fucking paid, Occupy protesters, you want to kick people's asses when they didn't do shit to anybody? They're going to get fucking paid. You can't just go around beating people up and hurting them. Breaking, Louisville passed ordinance raising the minimum wage for metro government workers to $10.10 an hour, raise the wage. So Louisville is actually passed the minimum wage for the government workers. So the government workers now are making $10.10 an hour. Everybody's minimum wage should be passed, not just the government workers, but it does show, they're serving as the example. They're going to pay their employees a decent wage. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. 10-10, you just saw that one lady wants to raise minimum wage to $28 an hour. So if anything, 10-10 is, much cheaper than $28. 1,300 individual billionaires have hoarded 94% of the planet's resources. The other 7 billion people are fighting over 6% of the Earth's wealth. So who owns the entire fucking planet? 1,300 people, 1,300 individuals who have names and addresses, who live in a house and have, all the characteristics of being human, who can be convinced, who can be, their arm have twisted to, start doing right and giving a fuck about other people and not fucking everybody else. This is a super duper elite. This isn't just the wealthy. There's millionaires here and there. If you got a millionaire, I don't care, but billionaires, trillionaires, these motherfuckers are just fucking, they're sick in terms of how much wealth that they fucking got. People say work hard, they fucking deserve it. Maybe, maybe not. They use the infrastructure of this American society, and if you got enough money, why not help others? 1,300 individual billionaires hoarded 94% of the planet's resources, and the other 7 billion people are fighting over 6% of the Earth's wealth. 1,300 people own all of the planet, and then the rest of the fucking scraps, the breadcrumbs, we're all fucking fighting over it, right? Give me that dollar. No, I want that dollar. Give me that dollar. Well, meanwhile, 1,300 fucking Rothschilds are fucking laughing at the world. So 1948, they had a bayonet, right, for, this is Israel. So it's kind of showing that how in 1948 there's a bayonet that was sending them home packing to Israel. And now they're doing the exact same fucking thing to the Palestinians. The Nazi victims have become the Nazis. Zionism and Israel's war with Hamas in Gaza. Some of the facts in Gaza is fucking sick. Over 1,000, like 1,300 people have died. 75% of them are civilians, so they're bombing everybody and anybody, not just the military targets. And hundreds of them are children. And then 40% of them are refugees. And so that's nearly half the country that's out of their homes and are displaced, living in the United Nations shelters. And then, there's no water or electricity to speak of to begin with. And they're being bombed. They're wiping them out. We're watching a fucking genocide before our fucking eyes. And does anybody have the moral clarity to speak out and say something about it? This is America. We don't give a fuck. We're going to go buy some fucking McDonald's, go buy it at Walmart, fucking laugh, watch America's Funniest Home Video, watch some asshole fall down the steps and fucking laugh at them. That's what we do. We laugh at people who fucking lose, and Palestinians are losing big time, and they're losing big time with blood. So, maybe the people who love watching America's Funniest Home Videos and seeing people fall down and get hurt, maybe they'll fucking enjoy the bloodshed because it's the same strand of thought. You love people in pain. You're a sadistic psychopath, and you take pleasure out of other people's pain. And that's what's happened in Palestine. So maybe Palestinians, maybe they'll make you feel like, well, I'm better than them because, at least you're not dying. I don't know. Zionism and Israel's war on Hamas and Gaza. So here's a funeral. It says he had over 2,000 Facebook friends. I expected a lot bigger fucking outcome. What happened? Thought he was Mr. Popularity. Bush versus Clinton in 2016. Oh, shit. We love our fucking dynasties, don't we? Cops kill 5,000 people since 9/11. Nobody bats an eye. One guy shoots 5 cops and everybody blames cop block. Yeah, because it's all fucking cop block's fault. Get the fuck out of here, man. Cops kill way more fucking people. They kill more people than the terrorists have killed. More Americans have killed. They also jail people and ruin people's lives and shit. So one guy shoots 5 cops and everybody blames cop block. So one guy shoots 5 cops. So, yeah. I don't know. That said it all that need to be said. 10,000 inmates will be released from marijuana charges in Italy. Like and sheriff, the United States should do the same. So Italy is releasing all the people that they have behind bars for marijuana charges. This is this plant cures fucking cancer. This is the most evolved plant on the planet. It has a million uses, industrial uses for products, food products, food products, skin products, wood products, plastic products, oil products, rope products, clothing products. So many products come out of hemp. And then marijuana is, it's medicine and it's also recreational. So it's the hippies. This is what the hippies are all about. It's the fucking life force for the hippies. So build a cabin for under $500 or $5,000. This is actually, this is cool, man. $5,000 and you got a home. Go out here and spend $200,000 for, some old fucking dilapidated fucking piece of shit that was built 100 years ago, or build a brand new fucking thing for $5,000. Look at the doors. Look at the windows. That looks like a nice insulated fucking place. $5,000. It looks nice and insulated. In fact, it almost seems comparable to where I'm at now. I got a trailer now. So if they was to, I think someone could punch a hole off to the side in my trailer. If you couldn't punch a hole in that. That seems like there's more protection in that place than in this trailer. And, yeah, and it looks really strongly and sturdily built. Little deck, little porch. Looks like a nice fucking house. No windows, but fuck. Maybe you don't need windows. Windows just give intruders a place to fucking crawl into. You got one entrance. You know exactly where they're going to come in unless they come with the saw. It's good for privacy. Prescriptions for any type of controlled substances, including pain medications and sleep medications, and those for ADHD, cannot be written by our providers per office policy. So no pain medications, no sleep medications, nothing for ADHD, nothing. Don't even fucking ask. Get the fuck out of here. So just a warning for people, right? No, we're not going to give you no fucking meds. So to suggest that a creative writer in a time of conflict must split his life into two compartments must seem defeatist or frivolous, yet in practice I do not see what else he could do. To lock yourself up in an ivory tower is impossible and undesirable. To yield subjectively, not merely to a party machine, but to a group ideology is to destroy yourself as a writer. We feel this dilemma to be a painful one because we see the need of engaging in politics while also seeing what a dirty, degrading business it is. And most of us still have a lingering belief that every choice, even every political choice, is between good and evil. And that if a thing is necessary, it is also right. We should, I think, get rid of this belief which belongs to the nursery. In politics, one can never do more than decide which of two evils is the lesser, and there are some situations from which one can only escape by acting like a devil or a lunatic. George Orwell, Writers in the Leviathan. So everything's good and bad, good and evil. Well, what about the situations where you have to sort of do bad things, right? So I don't know. That justifies the fascism. That's what they all say, that their fucking means justify their ends. Which is what? Just order, obedience, shut the fuck up, get down, in the ground. But I do like the idea that they're sitting there comparing how you lock yourself in the ivory tower and then you participated in it. It's fucking gross and disgusting and you hate it, but you also got to reflect and take a step back. So it's like the push and pull, getting into the middle of it, making the decisions versus writing about history. Ben Franklin said, start writing history or start doing something that makes history. And that's exactly right. Those are the two choices. He doesn't have to hit you for it to be abuse. He can degrade, humiliate, blame, curse, manipulate, or try to control you. Know the signs. Don't be abused. Also, she can be doing it even if she doesn't abuse you. She can be rolling her eyes at you. She can be mean mugging, mean teasing, treating you like an asshole. Not caring, not empathizing, not giving you 10 seconds of empathy. All those things are abusive too. Not talking to you. The silent treatment is abusive. Name calling is abusive. Using money or children or pets as manipulating tactics or weapons for manipulation, those are all abusive tactics. And so, we need to be nicer to one another, have a better partnership. We shouldn't be beating each other up. I have an idea. If you substitute marijuana for tobacco and alcohol, you'll add 8 to 24 years of your life. Jack Hare. Ronnie Lee Smith helped author Jack Hare's book. Jack Hare was the big hemp man, talking about hemp way before hemp become what it is today. This is the godfather of hemp. He was talking about hemp way before then. People was all about weed and thought the hemp movement might actually compromise the weed movement. Public schools have a financial incentive to diagnose your children with ADHD and ADD. In Kentucky, Kentucky is the #1 diagnosed state for ADHD. And why is that? Maybe because kids can't sit quietly, shut up and sit down in class, because that's not natural to just, be so quiet and so fucking obedient to anybody who just barks orders at you. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I can't stand oppression. Someone standing over me, fucking just you with their arms crossed, staring at me. What the fuck is your problem? No, what the fuck is your problem? You're standing at me. You act like you're gonna do something. What is your problem? Why are you doing this? I don't like it. And I think that would be natural, really. And maybe you could be so well loved and you could just not give a fuck that somebody's staring at you like an asshole, but that motherfucker means harm, and he's being a dick, and you have to stand up. You have to show some type of power for yourself, or that piece of shit's gonna fucking bully you forever. So yeah, it's not ADHD, it's the oppression. So you guys are misdiagnosing the ADHD and ADD when actually it's the fucking oppression that y'all should be pointing to. So it says more than 7 million kids are labeled and registered permanent patients of the school system. So $400 annual grant money for each child diagnosed. So they make money. There's a financial incentive to get as many, ADHD people out there. Kentucky tops the United States for ADHD, right? All the red states diagnosed with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, with the nation's highest rate, and rates have risen steeply throughout the nation. So we're #1 again, like in cancer and child abuse and animal abuse. We're #1. We're #1. Our #1 cash crop is marijuana. Maybe we could actually turn one of our #1s into something that ails all these problems that we got. So it's also interesting that ADHD is kind of affecting the same fucking people. Basically, everybody that's connected to Kentucky's got ADHD. If you're Tennessee, Indiana, Ohio, it's not totally true, but there's South, North Carolina, Louisiana, Arkansas, or St. Louis, Missouri, Michigan. They cannot fucking concentrate. We're shit. But are we supposed to concentrate? We got the internet. There's so many things that's going on. Look at that thing. Look at that thing. Look over here. Concentration is good when you're focused on the right things, but should we be focused on a fly walking by? I don't know. We probably should not have Ritalin to make ourselves become stupefied slaves to the fucking insects. College is a big problem, right? Probably the next bubble is going to break. Should be free. It's free everywhere. Mexico, all these other fucking places. But it's America. We just try to rape the shit out of each other. We ain't trying to actually get people to the next spot and helping them. In fact, I actually heard that the labor unions wanted everybody to go to college to send them out of fucking town so these young kids aren't taking all the jobs in the town. So you don't want these, how many kids graduate every fucking year? You want to send them somewhere, send them off to the military, send them to college. There's no fucking room for you here. There's no jobs here. We already got all the jobs taken care of. Here's shows you how big Africa is compared to the North American continent, and Africa is bigger than the entire North American continent, bigger than Russia, bigger than China. Africa is huge. Africa is the biggest landmass out there, and so it's also sort of self-contained, and so it should be. We should have maps that are African centric. It's where all humanity came out of. And why not? It's a good sturdy piece of ground. I just wish the politics was a little bit better. If the fucking Western imperialist countries didn't carve it up to pieces, wouldn't have all the issues that it has now. They do need to unite Africa into one fucking country. Africa united would be stronger than Europe, and it'd be stronger than the United States. Africa united, that might have been Gaddafi. It might have been why they wiped out Gaddafi. You don't want, they didn't want him to unite Africa, and they didn't want him to have their own currency. If wealth was the inevitable result of hard work and enterprise, every woman in Africa would be a millionaire. I hate when people say, just get a job, everything will be okay. Yeah, right. These women are fucking, look at back-breaking work. Look at the work that they're doing. Now, I've seen people in Haiti that would stack shit on top of their heads and fucking walk miles just to sell the little bit of shit that they, had in the fucking thing on the head. So just for whatever they could carry. They could carry a bundle of sticks. You can just put that in a fucking truck and then drive that shit. But instead, they're so fucking poor, they don't have the truck, so they have to fucking, that's whatever money they can make off them sticks is the money that they're going to eat off of. And they have to, look at the fucking sweat, Just because you work hard doesn't mean you're going to be fucking rich. In fact, it very much seems like it's the opposite. They're making somebody else rich. Somebody else is going to buy that for pennies, and they're going to resell it and make a ton of fucking money from it. These African women are not making any money at all. Homosexuals do not have an agenda that involves brainwashing or converting children to their ways. That's religion you're thinking of. Religion is for brainwashing Religion is for converting children to their fucking ways. Religion like Palestine, Israel, Christianity. Yeah, good job, all you God-fearing fucking assholes. Fucking murdering people. Y'all don't give a shit about anybody. The quote from the article, it's swell that Schertl left now sees the danger of excessively aggressive police raids, at least when they're waged on people like him. It's swell that he could see the potential medicinal benefits of marijuana for sick people, at least once he got sick. What would be nice is if politicians like Schertl had the capacity to empathize with the victims of these policies without needing to first become victims themselves. Aggressive police raids for thee, but not for me. So, former Utah Attorney General Mark Schertl, right, hates aggressive tactics against him, but he defended him the whole fucking time when he was in the power, when he was the chief prosecutor of the state. Where's the plane? Here's the Pentagon. No fucking videotape of it. Just the Pentagon. I mean, it's the biggest fucking military in the entire world. Why would they have surveillance? Why? I'm sure they don't have no cameras attached to the fucking Pentagon. Bullshit. Maybe it wasn't a fucking plane. Maybe it was a rocket. Maybe there was a false flag operation just to fucking shock our country into capitalism and empire and make us, force us to be what the fucking Alexander Hamiltons from yesteryear wanted it to be. This is Alan Turing. So his story is the saddest thing you'll ever fucking hear about. He's a mathematician, logician, cryptanalyst, and computer scientist, widely considered to be the father of computer science and artificial intelligence. The father of computer science and artificial intelligence. He was also homosexual in a time when homosexuality was illegal. After his conviction, he was given a choice between chemical castration and prison. He chose chemical castration and then later chose to kill himself. You want chemical castration, or you want to be put into fucking prison forever? You're gay. You're gay and you need to take this chemical fucking poison to make you not gay, or you're going to stay in prison for the rest of your life. I know you're a mathematician and you know all this shit about computers, but fuck you. Nah, that's some fucking bullshit, society. We know you don't give a fuck about anybody. We know you kill your fucking heroes. And then honor Christopher Columbus. Don't say shit about Alan Turing, and then say Christopher Columbus, who fucking raped children and then passed the Haitian children for his fucking commanders to rape, murdered over 500,000 fucking Taino Indians, started a massive genocide that wiped out every Native American virtually in the continent of North America. Christopher Columbus was a dickhead. He was a Spanish conquistador coming out of the fucking Spanish Inquisition. Spanish conquistador coming out of the Spanish Inquisition. And he was a Spaniard. So just like Cortez, just like De Soto, just like Pizarro, they were bloody ass fucking butchers. They were bad fucking people. Evolution. Did we come from aliens? Did an alien and a monkey make us? I think it's more possibility we came from monkeys than some sky god. I don't believe in evolution, or I don't believe in the Big Bang necessarily, just because I don't, I haven't looked into it enough to make a determination or not. I don't know where we came from, but it does look like we came from monkeys. It really fucking does. They got fingers and toes and eyes and mouth and shit, and we've proved that evolution, they're not our ancestors, but they're our cousins. So we are laterally related to them, right? They're like our fourth cousins and shit, but they're not our grandparents. So we didn't descend from them. We both descended from the same ape-like creature. So the chimpanzees and the bonobos are our cousins. The chimpanzees are a warlike alpha male culture, just like the fucking men in this society, but the bonobos, a matriarchal society, is more peaceful and more fair, and we should be more like the bonobos. I don't mind comparing humanity to fucking animals. We're animals anyways. So we literally are animals. We came from animals, and we have consciousness, intelligence to change our ways and do things different, so we're not just being governed by our animalistic passions, but we also have emotions and passions there for a reason. So I think it's a combination. It's a balance. You gotta have a balance between the two. Here's Alice in Wonderland. She's getting on meth and crack and shit. She's getting all fucked up, right? This is some Disney characters, pictures being shown in sort of regular spots. I had a whole bunch of those. Allison was winning 1% back in May 16th. There's a new poll that just came out. So 2-3 months later, where it has Mitch McConnell winning by a point. This fucking race is the most boring fucking thing in the whole world. The fact that they're actually like neck and neck and competitive. That's Allison, if she showed her pretty self, if she showed her pretty girliness and showed some flavor, showed some character, I think it would be hands down she would just win no matter what. But they're sitting there saying she's an Obama girl and she hates Cole, and she's like, no, I hate Obama and I love Cole, and that's all she's saying. She's not talking about any of the ideas that she could be doing for Kentucky. She's running to the right. She's going to run to Mitch McConnell. And what is Mitch McConnell for? He's for corporations. He's for warmongering. He's for selfishness and greed. He's for Alabama. You know, he's an Alabama man. He ain't no fucking Kentucky man. He's an Alabama man. And he married a fucking, you know, a Chinese person, which is fine. Marry whoever you want to, but not even American. So this fucking, you know, redneck fucking Alabama piece of shit, this white supremacist fucking redneck bastard come to Kentucky and fucking took our political establishment away from us. And then he not even, you know, bring the money back into it by marrying a fucking Kentucky and had to marry a fuck, you know, an immigrant woman, which is fine. Like I said, it's fine, but she's an asshole too. You know, you can just tell by her hair and the way she looks. She just looks like a total fucking asshole. She just takes all his money and just says, ha ha ha, look what I did. So, you know, that's not a good fucking look. She's not a good fucking person, and fuck her. In politics, all is fair in love and war. So it's the NFL. And don't talk about my wife. That's mean. You know, don't be selling America down to, you know, down the river to fucking China. Let's not do that. That's more important. Do something in the last 30 years. Mitch McConnell hasn't done a goddamn thing. And but unlike, you know, in school you have to fucking pass your test and do your homework and shit. Mitch McConnell don't have to. He's not held accountable to anybody. Nobody holds this piece of shit accountable. There's no checks and balances. He does as the fuck as he pleases. And his entire fucking legacy of the last 6 years is to piss on fucking Barack Obama and to take him down, to take America down. So he's the biggest terrorist you've ever fucking seen. You want to talk about war on terror? He's been the biggest terrorist you could ever fucking seen, talking all that shit about fucking Barack Obama and just, you know, rooting for America to fail. Grimes' opposition to tolls are popular among Covington crowd. So good, Allison Lundergan Grimes is against toll roads, which is a very, that's a progressive thing. William Justice Goebel was against toll roads. William Justice Goebel was against the textbook monopolies for the railroad, against the railroad, monopolies for the railroad workers, for labor unions, for the farmers, against the toll roads, against taxing fucking pennies for the fucking poor people. And he's, you know, for the common man. Always for the common man. He was always loyal to the common man. And that's William Justice Goebel, and that's also Allison Lundergan Grimes. So good. That's good that she's talking about the Brent Bridge, because Louisville's got their own bridge problems, and if they get toll roads in Cincinnati, which the governor of Ohio is pushing for toll roads. I like driving to Ohio without having to fucking pay a toll. It's nice, it's quick, it's easy. You put a toll road in there, it's going to slow traffic down. It's going to be fucking, everybody has to stop, and it slows the flow of traffic. Get the fuck out of here. I love that fucking bridge. I love driving into Cincinnati when I was going to Xavier University and back, you know, forth. It just, it's a nice, smooth ride. It's, you know, so she said she'd pledge away to find the pay for the project without the tour. So good for her. Oh, thank God it's just an alligator. I thought it was a Jehovah's Witness. Who's knocking at my door? Oh, it's just an alligator. Here's the 4 people that was shot at Kent State on May 4th, 1970. You had William Schroeder, this woman, Samantha something, Jeffrey Miller, Allison Krause. Ohio National Guardsmen opened fire during an anti-war protest at Kent State University, killing these 4 students clockwise from the top left. It sucks, actually, because I got into an argument with Joey Dickerson about this, and I had a picture of the American flag on fire, and he was like, delete this picture, or I delete you, right? Because the truth is just so fucking, whatever. I have a right to say what I want to say, and that doesn't hurt anybody. In fact, I want to live in a country where we can, you know, light flags on fire. Not because I want to do it, but because it says that in this country you're allowed to do it. So that's the point of freedom of speech, is to protect unpopular speech. Just because you don't agree with it doesn't mean that it's a crime or that it shouldn't be allowed to be done. But the because of that picture of the burning flag, he says, delete this or I'll delete you. So great, his patriotism is better than his love or his humanity towards me. I just kind of went off on him. I was like, shit, so if you meet me in Kent State and I'm a hippie protesting, you going to shoot me? You're going to go to the fucking army and the National Guard, and then I'm going to be the one protesting, you're going to be shooting me? You're fighting for my fucking freedom. We're on the same fucking side here. You know, are you fighting for my country to have freedom, or are you saying that this is a totalitarian fascist piece of fucking shit? That's why you're fighting for this country? Because we live in a totalitarian fascist piece of shit? Make up your fucking mind. Are you defending the great fucking freedom-loving country this is, or are you a fascist piece of shit that just want to oppress the world? Sherry Lysiak. My sweet, brave, funny, beautiful daughter, Allison Wazowski, passed away last night. I love you, Allie, and our lives will never be the same. This is the saddest thing I've ever... Allison Wazowski. So when you say the name to the earth is still alive, so Allison Wazowski, Allison Wazowski, Allison Wazowski. And she passed away, so I hate seeing people die. And I don't even know why she died, but sad. Here's why Amazon is more ruthless than Walmart. Okay, so Amazon is fucking the devil. Okay, Amazon is absolute. They don't unionize any of their shit. They're very fucking convenient. I've ordered stuff from Amazon, so I'm not going to be, a hypocrite about this, but I am going to say that I don't like it. Sometimes I have to go to Walmart, but I don't fucking like it. If I had a decent job with a decent wage, I'd make sure I go to the local markets. But because I don't have, money, because I'm poor, I have to fucking do what I got to do. But Amazon is more ruthless because of this reason. Amazon granted patent for taking photos against a white background. So if you take a photo and you have a white background, that is actually the property of Amazon.com. They pulled a patent out and they got it passed because they said they invented that. What'd you invent? Oh, I invented having a white background to a picture. Get the fuck out of here. That's just so stupid. That is so stupid. That's not an invention. That's just they're stealing ideas is what they're doing. So the patent office needs to start fucking patenting new ideas and not just stealing fucking general ideas that's available, for everybody. Levi Skinny's funny ass woman from Michigan. America couldn't even find one nigga hiding in a hole on time. How they gonna help find 300 girls? Got a better chance of finding Waldo. So this point out Osama bin Laden couldn't find him for 10 years, and then there's 300 girls being missing, and we haven't even heard anything about them. So I guess they all died, right? So everybody got all freaked out. Let's find these girls and let's care about Africa. When it was girls, right? We didn't care about the child soldiers. Fuck the African boys and the child soldiers and shit. That's just how they live out there. We can't think about that. We can't be concerned and give a shit. World's highest standard of living. There's no way like the American way, right? The 1950s, the roaring 50s, driving in a car and the nice family, everybody smiling, going to church, little dog. Too bad it's the fucking depression. People got bread lines and people are poor and starving and ain't got shit. So yeah, fucking world's highest standard of living, and you got all the fucking poor people. There's it's a classist society, right? There's inequality all over the place. We shouldn't have fucking homeless. It's if people don't want to work and move on up, fine. But to have people die on their street, get the fuck out of here, man. Americans are 20 times more likely to be murdered with a gun than people in other developed countries. So in this country, we are 20 times more likely to be shot than if we were in Denmark or Britain or Germany. So that's that's something to think about when you're walking around. You're 20 times more likely to be killed because you live in this country. 900 military bases, 150 countries. We're an empire. It's not fighting for your freedom. This is an empire, the American empire. I remember asking a person who was from Sudan in my Spalding University class. Karen Dunnigan was in there, and I asked him, because other people refer to America as the empire. Oh, what are we going to do with the empire? The empire's doing this. I'm going to go visit the empire. That's what they said it. Some French immigrants, they said it was the empire. But they stopped it, and she's like, well, let's just not say, let's be nice. No, it has nothing to do with being nice or not nice. It's the fucking truth. We've been in empire since 1898, 900 military bases, 150 countries, all these fucking embassies. Do the American people know that America, it has all these bases in all these countries and controls the entire world? Does the average American know that? I can't say they do. I don't know if they fucking do. I don't know it at all. Actually, I was talking to a social studies teacher, and I said, why don't you just tell them, that America's an empire? He believed in direct instruction. He believed in telling them exactly what was true and what wasn't true. And then he says, well, why tell them? Wouldn't it be better if they just let them figure it out themselves? And yeah, but you're the one defending direct instruction. So they're direct instruction, and they're not telling you the things that need to be told. They're not telling you the truth. No, see, they don't have to convince you. When you use power tactics, you just say, do as the fuck as I say or I'll punish you. And then you get compliance, and then you've lost your humanity. There's no real conversation that's going to happen after that. Columbus discovered America. People were already living there, you dumb motherfucker. How can you discover something when people are already there? It's like, Tesla, fucking Edison. I discovered fucking light bulb and electricity, but I actually discovered it. Weed is legal in 2 states. Having sex with a horse is legal in 23. I've even seen this meme with homosexuality. It's like homosexuality is legal in 10 states. Having sex with a horse is legal in 23. In 2004, Kentucky made sure that homosexual marriage and homosexuality was illegal. They're fighting in the court systems right now about it. But 2004 is an amendment to the Constitution. So just like in 1975 when they overhauled the entire judicial system with an amendment to the Constitution, so the voters in 75 passed an amendment and they overhauled the entire judicial system, completely changed the entire government, the system of government. But in 2004, we're not changing the entire system of government. We just want to oppress the gays. We just want to make sure the gay people don't have any say so whatsoever. So homosexuality, homosexual marriage or homosexuality is illegal in Kentucky. If you walk into a private restaurant and the person says you got to leave, you have to listen to it because it's their establishment and they're allowed to discriminate against you based upon your sexual preference. But the having sex with a horse is totally legal. So if you're a Kentuckian, you're not allowed to, please a man. You're not allowed to be a woman, basically. That's all a gay man is, right? Just a woman, right? So it's a woman who's more nicer, more effeminate, has emotions, has compassion, likes to be pretty, and likes to suck a lot of dick and take a dick. So, they can suck dick, take a dick, which are good things. I wish we wouldn't disparage, cocksucker that has all those K's in it. That's why cocksucker sounds so bad, because all those K's. But a cocksucker is a good thing, right? I like to have, I like to get off, and so having someone suck your dick is a good thing. That's a positive thing. But in general, what I'm pointing out is the hierarchy. Okay, when I say they're sucking the dick, right? Sucking the dick of Israel. Fucking Rand Paul sucks Mitch McConnell's dick. It's not a gay thing. It's just a hierarchy thing. It's just saying that he is kissing his ass, and therefore he's his slave. And so as a man, you can't be a slave to anybody, right? You have to be your own man no matter where you go and what you do. So good job, America. Good job, Kentucky, specifically. If you're a Kentuckian, you can't have sex with a man, but you can have sex with a male horse or a male pig or a female pig or a female horse or a female donkey. So any type of farm animal, feel free, enjoy yourself, have a good time. But when it comes to having sex with another human being on this planet, nah, get on down the road, Jack. So this is where it starts, right? Because men aren't supposed to have any feelings. We're not supposed to give a shit. I think there's metrosexuals. There's a balance between, being a woman and being fucking Hitler, right? Isn't there a balance between just being a nice, cute, lovable housewife and being Hitler? I think there's got to be a balance between these two. Can only cute, lovable women only love Hitlers, and you have to oppress cute, lovable people because that's the only way they know that you still love them because you oppress them? Can we just like each other for each other? Is that possible? One picture is worth 1,000 words. On the left, you got Nazi Germany. On the right, apartheid Israel. There's a gun, right? This is a fucking military pointing the gun at a fucking kid, right? This kid is the biggest fucking... He's probably been bombed and killed, since this picture was taken. This is an old picture. It's probably about 5 years old or so. But again, who's the fucking Nazis? The Israelis are the Nazis. Carolina explains why she took her daughters 1,500 miles to the U.S. to protect them from rapists. So this is what the Guatemalans and these kids that are coming up from South America are having to deal with. They're having to deal with violence and rape and a lot of bullshit. And it's not fair to them. Overthinking the art of creating problems that weren't even there. I like that picture. It's just a pretty picture with all the, oh my God. But I also heard something else about chaos in your soul. You can't make any difference. Good Voltaire or Nietzsche said something about you can't make a difference unless there's some chaos in your soul. And so I am mad about the system and some personal things in my life, but I am justified. People have wronged me and people wrong others, and I can't stand injustice. And I'm going to speak up and continue to speak up for it. I need to protect mine and my own, and I need to get myself into some position, but at the same time, I'm not going to lose my humanity. I will think globally and act locally. That will never, ever change. Here's a dead face, right? It's you can't even really recognize it. It might have been that boy, what we just saw, that picture of that boy. One of the bodies discovered today was burnt beyond recognition in Gaza. These are not normal weapons that Israel is using. They are, they're not normal weapons. Look at, they're fucking scorched. The fucking building's dead. This kid is dead. What did this kid do? America, Kentuckians, why did you kill this kid? Kentucky, why'd you kill this kid? Kentucky, why'd you fucking kill this kid? Why'd you fucking do it? Kentucky, do you not give a fuck? Are you really that evil? You want to fucking murder people like that? Be on the ground. Go over there and sit on the ground, and then you tell me how fucking you like our goddamn policies, foreign policies. This is bullshit. We're watching a fucking genocide. We're watching what Hitler did. And then people said, well, you got to stop Hitler with Saddam Hussein in Iraq, but we ain't going to do shit when Israel does it. In fact, I heard Iraq was all about Israel. Israel's manipulating, it's a tail wagging the dog, and it's controlling, taking America by the nose and steering it wherever it wants to fucking go, and we just allow it to happen. We have no moral sense. We have friends and allies, and we allow fucking our friends and allies to get away with goddamn murder. We don't even allow ourselves to get away with murder. Fucking all the Abu Ghraib photos and the torture and shit, those people got punished. At least some of them did. There's some semblance of justice is my point. There's absolutely fucking nothing. Absolutely nothing. No condemnation. They give them more millions of dollars. You know, not only is the Walton family, which owns Walmart, the wealthiest family in America, worth over $148 billion, they're also the largest recipient of corporate welfare. People want to complain about food stamps and homeless people, go get a job and shit. More money goes to the military, more money goes to the fucking corporate coffers in forms of corporate welfare, tax breaks, giveaways than any fucking poor person that needs some goddamn food. And you want to sit there and get all mad about the goddamn fucking poor people and not say shit about the corporations? Kiss my ass. You're a corporate fucking whore, and you'll always be a corporate whore. This is a two-party dictatorship. This is corporate land. And in corporate land in Nixon's America, that's all that fucking matters. Working class people, unions are dead, 9%. There is no working class. There is no civic society. Not in Kentucky. I don't know about America, but there is nothing in Kentucky. And the rich get richer, poor get poor, and then everybody just catch on to your fucking, stars. Attach your wagon to a flying star, because if you get left behind, nobody's going to give a fuck about you because you got no money, you're poor, who gives a fuck about you? Get yourself some power, get rich, get power, move on up in this world. It's absurd middle class Americans are subsidizing Walmart's employees whose wages are so low that many of them need food stamps and Medicaid to survive. So even people that have full-time jobs aren't being able to fucking pay. It's not about them being lazy and not wanting to fucking work. It's about the system, American system of capitalism being fucking broken. Capitalism doesn't solve poverty. Capitalism doesn't solve pollution. Capitalism only gives a fuck about making as much money as they can fucking make. And good job, make all that fucking money. But again, it doesn't solve pollution. It doesn't solve the other ills of society. And that's when you need government to step in to make sure that corporations aren't fucking other people's shit up, dumping toxins into their streams and lakes and stealing other people's resources, and making sure they treat their fucking workers with a livable wage, and make sure they, are allowed to unionize and have benefits and aren't being treated like a bunch of, assholes. Bolivia declares Israel a terrorist state. This has been over an hour. I'm going to cut it off, get a break, and I'll come right back.